Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we went around the system a little bit, just exploring planets. Not really anything crazy went on that I remember. And then we finally made it back to Janus, or the system that has Janus, and we're going to try to maybe take Janus today if I can. So we arrived in the system. It says this: according to the telemetry, the parameters of this system match those of Telecos Epsilon, home to the agri-world Janus that belongs to the Von Valancius dynasty. We have received a Vox message from the planet. The agri-world governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a formal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. One second. We're gonna try to land. After exploring the rest of the planets, of course. A gas giant with some fuel on it. Lady Theodora loved frozen worlds. I never did discover the reason why, but the Lord Captain never missed a chance to visit such a planet, even at the slightest pretext. I like snow planets, they're pretty cool. Oh, that's cool, and it has like the Coruscant almost symbol on it on the side. That's cool. Governor Viat's estate. Making planetfall, boys. There should be a, what's it called? There should be a colony for us in our world management tab, because I did send something here that would give it 10 security. Hello, salutations. Oh, we got an Eldari. Okay. A lavishly blessed nobleman. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viet Ab Aram. My name is Vistensa Janus Viet Ab Aram of Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of the rogue trader Theodora von Valancius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. And greetings to you, noble Lazarian. It has been years since your last visit to Janus. I'm glad to see you again. It is a good sign when a rogue trader's seneschal does not visit a subject planet for a long time. Isn't that correct, Lady Fiat? It means the governor is taking care of all matters, and there is no need for the seneschal to interfere. I hear praise in those words, and I thank you for them. In truth, your arrival to this place of the esteemed Lady Von Valancius is quite unexpected. I gotta tell him. Theodora von Valancius is dead. I am now the head of the dynasty. Such tragic news. I'll see to it that the planet observes a month of mourning.
For Janus!
Oh, she's good. Why is there always gonna be a stupid cult And Mjolnirs on every planet I
Don't you
visit.
dare to
Like, are
cross
we
us.
serious?
Cease and repent!
Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do.
Great.
Not a problem for me. Suits my purposes. All too easy. Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes.
You got this.
Successfully terminated.
Already done. You didn't stand a chance.
Death comes in silence. Trust me. Blade bullet brings me no pleasure.
More? Nice. That Eldar is doing work.
Let your soul be purged, as honor ordains. Come, the other side awaits, as the tenets demand. Onward! Show me what you've got!
Nice.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
Okay, go.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
And then...
Faith without deeds is worthless. This is why I trust each strike is a prayer. In thy light I stand, and thy light is faith.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Moving out!
It will be done. Victory is imminent. I'd rather not.
What I plan to do is hit
I
this
will
guy,
do my duty.
and then charge over here.
It will be done.
And then... do this.
Scared yet?
Hold on.
Let's get
reduced to dust.
Nice.
The Emperor is on our side. But of course, Lord Captain. For the throne's glory. Let's see to it. Naturally. I won't object to it.
Yeah, now you're on par.
Time to slaughter someone.
Let's get to it. Activate calculated fury algorithm. The Messiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved. Running by now. Drive the memory of this righteous moment. Explorators know one route. Forward.
My tactics are
This gives me a
flawless.
good view of everything.
Nothing I can't do.
There we go. Front line here.
Not a problem for me. All too easy.
Next return for you.
I venerate you, machine spirits.
Suits my purposes. Not my specialty. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Okay.
I will leave footprints of scarlet. I shall not fail. Killing brings me no pleasure.
I don't know about that.
As honor ordains. I cannot serve you in this way. Come, the other side awaits.
Your Lordship, Emperor preserve us. Are you all right? Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous Slavenness among the warden of every world we visit. I'm fine. I can't say the same about the attackers. Praise the throne. If you would please follow me, I will escort you to the governor, where you will have the protection of walls and wardens. Okay, lead on. I was gonna say step aside, let me do my own so I could search around, but we can do that later.
None shall stand in my way.
Your lordship, the governor is waiting for you in her office where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone or with your entourage? My entourage will accompany me in my meeting with the governor. What's that bubble? Your lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that has spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmares, I could have never imagined. A death cultist? My, how unexpected. Must someone face severe punishment in the Emperor's name? Someone always does. As for who and when, the Undying One will tell. I thought firing at moving targets was part of the ceremony. Yeah. Reprehensible stunt. I thought firing at movable targets was part of the ceremony. Oh no, your lordship, I would never dare to deliberately endanger the heir of the illustrious von Valancius dynasty. However, I cannot but express my joy that you took some pleasure in what happened. One of your wardens helped us in the battle. A superb shot. Who was it? You must have been referring to Urilet, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I have turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubted advantages she brings. You see, Urilet comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand. So she has provided several leads as to where she can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I am tempted to send her away from the estate, her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine figure and so tall. Did I hear you correctly, Governor Viet? You have a mysterious mutant on your estate at this very moment? One of prodigious height, slight build, and with a supernatural talent for shooting? Did the arrival of this helper never give you pause for thought? Allow me to make myself clear. To refuse Urilet's help in our circumstances would have been incredibly rash. Yes, mutants are creatures abhorrent to the Emperor, and they should be exterminated, but sometimes humanity makes exceptions for those who can serve the Imperium. I am not concerned that your aide is a mutant. I am far more concerned that she may be nothing of the sort. I would like to meet this helper of Governor Viet's without delay, out of professional interest. If you wish to speak to Urilet, you will find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. What's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprisings broke out on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Griping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families. And then it became apparent that what the Administratum's accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They had already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and have now moved on to an assassination attempt. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies under current conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the administratum are unable to guarantee stable tithes when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal, ships like yours. Like your lordship, perhaps you will find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces and ship's crew work together to hunt down the enemy. You want me to go off and catch some rebels for you? Not quite, your lordship. My wardens are crushing the low saboteurs across the planet relentlessly, but it will be for naught unless their nests are destroyed. Someone is controlling the riffraff, who are perishing in thoughtless escapades, such as the ones we witnessed today. And that someone could be hiding anywhere. You have resources and capabilities at your disposal, the likes of which I could never hope to possess. Your ship alone is an unequaled asset for tracking down criminals beyond the borders of my influence. I promise I'll hunt down the seeds of rebellion and heresy on your planet and burn them to ash. The resolve and valor of the von Valancius dynasty knows no bounds. I am immeasurably thankful for your help. If any of those who attacked the estate had survived, then perhaps they could have been a valuable source of information. But you made an example of them for the rest of the foolish rabble. Incidentally, I did overhear the wardens talking about some kind of stranger in the area. Besides that, we still do not know who let those reprobates into the estate. The person who did this might also know something. I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak and removing all traces of the attack from the estate. An esteemed Magos, who is responsible for agronomic efforts on the planet, is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report. And, of course, there is my aide in the war against the rebels, Yurliet. I have no doubt she will be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. Footfall Station is on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. If the question is, can such an expansive and fertile world as this one feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions to gnawing pests every cycle than those on Footfall could eat in their entire lives. But can we ship said provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos could become targets for sabotage. Food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall will only be possible once the uprising has been completely crushed. Tell me about Janus. Janus is a remarkable world both in terms of its vast potential and in terms of the work that was carried out to transform it into an agri-world. House Viet has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has without fail contributed to the planet's taming. This world was once a wild planet, full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. earthquakes, tsunamis, and emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes I cannot help but think that this world is endowed with consciousness, the consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. What do you grow on Janus? Mainly helican, flint corn, and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere we have set aside vast tracts of land for the Grok's population. And of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of tilled land given over to cultivating fermentable fruit, for personal use and limited export. Even for an agri-world in the back of beyond, this place is a real dump. What do you all do here for fun? When you have free time, that is. If you are asking about those of our circle, then let me assure you, there are enough noble families on world to keep boredom at bay. I frequently host guests, your lordship, and my servants arrange suitable entertainments, from parlor concerts to private executions of traitors who break imperial law. Who is this standing next to you? One of my ladies in waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to remain in constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperity of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but also my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. To bathe in the light of your greatness is a true honor, rogue trader. Let's take my leave.
Victory awaits.
So I guess we're done.
Observing the desecration perpetrated upon the manufactorums of Kiava Gamma is generating unproductive signals in my cognitive circuitry, initiating a mantra of pacification and mitigation of spiritual deterioration.
Any victory for the archenemy brings turmoil to mind and heart. Be strong, Magos. These events are especially trying for you.
Okay. Pretty sure nothing special here. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? Unless it's outside because I saw it through a window. I want to speak to the governor alone. What can I say when I'm alone? Never mind.
It's about time.
And I guess I can't go through any of those, so it must be outside. Or maybe his doors will open later.
A Lord Captain who graces the freight line with visits and speaks to the lowliest of serfs? Retirement has never sounded more tempting.
Bruh.
All it means is that he is more attentive to his subjects than Lady Theodora ever was. It is unfortunate that you should find this surprising rather than heartening.
Yeah, get off my
I
tail.
did fine.
The governor's palace is opulent. The gilt finishes and plaster are updated regularly and frequently. It seems too frequently, even for a building situated on the coast.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
An old servant. Hearing your footsteps, he grabs an injector and stabs it into his arm, the area around the needle immediately turning black. You're too late, Viet dogs. I'm the master of my own fate. It's you, your lordship. The God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus. He doubles up, hugging himself, and is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me. If I'd known it was you. My eyes deceived me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital functions is expected in no more than 60 seconds. A strong toxin, we apply something similar to the lips of new initiates of the blood-spun web. It kills minor nerves and purges one's sensitivity to pain. For this layman, though, it is a certain and violent death. You helped the rebels gain access to the estate. Your lordship, could I have done any otherwise? No, I could not. Not after everything I've seen in the palace. People being shipped in and tortured, servants being driven mad. For a long time I thought it was only going on inside the estate, but when I was contacted by people on the outside, I learned that all of Janus is under threat. Only your mercy and the light of the God Emperor can save us. Don't waste time asking obvious questions. You won't last for long. Say whatever you want to say and be quick with it. In the name of the Golden Throne, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus. Save them. Vistensaviet, the untouchable governor and leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interests as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to order. Sometimes old folks, sometimes children. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate, and then they're never seen or heard from again. They go into the secret rooms, and they don't come out again, your lordship, ever. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are allowed in, the one the governor trusts, they change. She changes them, pretties them up, defiles them. You accuse the rogue trader's appointed governor of heresy? If your words are false, they themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true, if it's true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. I swear I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister, for me and for Janus. Starts to convulse. Your lordship, if you'll permit me, a dying man, to make one last request, don't tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. I'll keep your secret. Please save us. Save Janus.
I won't tolerate weakness.
So either he was lying, trying to get me on the rebel side, or he is telling the truth, and she is not as good as she's making herself to be. Well, now I gotta look for hidden rooms. Were those behind the doors that I couldn't access? Ooh, that's a cool name.
The machine god grants me insight.
Fire grenade that. Venzilex. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Venzilex. How may I serve you? Pascal and them talk. What do you do here on Janus? By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum, in order to catalog agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Be blessed, Tech Brother. Your diligence and the diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. Tell me about Janus. Initializing report. The planet's soil possesses a unique composition suitable for the re-engineering of the planet and the mass production of foodstuffs. Significant cultivation of the Eastern Hemisphere with the aim of improving production processes and logistics operations. Traces of xeno activity that do not pose an immediate threat to ongoing operations. Undesirable pathologies of flora and fauna have been noted, which may pose a threat in the short term. What pathologies in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies. Your Lordship, harmless species mutate and become aggressive, while plants change their chemical composition and become poisonous. This is happening more and more often, and if no action is taken, the ecosystem of the world will be irreparably disrupted. The changes may be artificial. Has the possibility been considered that someone is manipulating the ecosystem to reduce our living space? Not at all, Venerable Magos. Our tech comrades from the Magos biologists are humble workers, not warriors. They could not have come up with a thought of such a militant nature. The mind must be open to all forms of knowledge. I order you to commence a check. In the event that your account of the indolence of their minds is confirmed, I will petition for the appropriate penance. Interesting. It is often what seem to be insignificant anomalies like these that lead to greater troubles. How is the governor dealing with these undesirable pathologies? I have analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology. But so far, I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up the processes, but the Administratum apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. Traces of xeno activity? According to data obtained during the initial survey, ruined structures of non-human origin were noted in different sectors on the planet, but I did not have the administrative capacity to study them in more detail. For now, I must defer to the quest of knowledge. How many servants of the Adeptus Mechanicus are here? According to the data stored on my cogitator, all infrastructure nodes for food harvesting and processing have their own contingent of technomats. The total number amounts to 253. Correction, based on the latest data, the figure is 211 units. They must have died. How are things with you and your fellows? The current situation on the planet is assessed as stable. The progress of the prospects is assessed as encouraging.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay, we might have biological weapons as well. As long as we don't have like a Jurassic World situation, we should be fine. You're a let. Hello.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
Early yet. Okay. Hello, Eldari.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Eldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
I know an Eldari when I see one.
There is no need to mutilate my language, monkey. I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech.
Yeah, they like to call us monkeys because they, I guess, helped us and were observing us because they ruled the galaxy before the whole Drukari situation and Slanesh was born. And they were watching us and they think of us as lesser, so they call us monkeys.
My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
To be honest, the only part I understood was that you have no desire to fight. That is one thing I have in common.
Reckless.
You don't know that.
Must I remind you, Master Van Kalox, that the warrant endows rogue traders with the sacred right to have dealings with Xenos when necessary? That exceptional memory of yours seems to have let you down.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question. Why have you sought me out?
So you're the governor's mysterious helper?
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
Why are you helping her?
This world is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
What do you know about the rank-and-file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Juliet's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange tension in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully. Do you know who is behind the uprisings on the planet?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
Your answers are not particularly helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know. A simple task for you, and an insurmountable challenge for me, since my very appearance provokes fear and suspicion. When you learn anything, tell me. Perhaps then my answers will be helpful to your search.
If you want, you can join me. None of the locals will dare to look askance at you in the rogue trader's presence.
So be it. I will go with you.
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos, or why she has wormed her way into the governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
Okay, can you let go of your hate of aliens for 2 seconds? I know most of them are douchebags and they kill a lot of us, but she's a little different. Otherwise, she would have not saved us humans.
My judgments and choices are for me alone, monkey. If uniting with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, rogue trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
I am ready,
Now we did
Elantark.
it.
Let us go forth.
Awesome. Juliet is a Xenos, one of the Azyryani. She is a ranger who follows the path of the outcast, and her skills in range combat are without equal. She does not use human weapons and can wear either Eldari armor or, if she learns the required feature, Drukari armor. Her unique ability instantly ends her turn. However, at the start of her next turn, she'll make an attack that always hits its target. Yeah, I'll take Argent out in exchange for her.
The songs of my
great.
ancestors speak of stars long forgotten and worlds long gone. What a shame that you lack the capacity to understand even a single note.
So, you end your turn at the start of your next turn, excluding extra turns. If possible, she makes an attack that cannot miss and does not count towards the attack limit per turn. That's good. That's kind of like an Overwatch. That's pretty cool. For her next attack against a target affected by an exploit, that target's cover efficiency will be reduced by -15 plus 6 divided by 3, so 2 times the stacks of exploit. So it'd be 17 times. No, it'd be 2 times exploit plus 15. This attack will have a +6 or +15 plus 2 times stack of exploits % hit chance. Awesome. While in cover, the operator gains 25 cover efficiency, +15 perception, and +15 ballistic skill. It lasts until the operator moves, does not stack. So I want to keep you in one spot and then you go crazy, seems like. What do you... anything special here? You do want Drukari equipment. So what are your characteristics? Got good ballistic skill and perception. Great awareness. Decent. Good on Xenos lore, because you are a Xenos. But otherwise, you don't have anything. But you do have to level up a bit and put on new equipment, so that's fair. So I think if you're wanting to stay in one spot and shoot, I'm thinking Bounty Hunter. Yeah, because you're a sniper. This whole thing is about killing special targets. Yeah. Free single attack with the weapon. This attack always hits and does not end movement, but only deals 44% regular damage. After each third enemy killed by claim of the bounty, recovers 1 hunt down the prey. If claimed, the bounty kills a target marked as prey, receives 2 AP. Okay. So I want to look to see if... what do you have? You don't have the special world, I guess. So I can give you Drukari equipment as well. In my sights gains additional armor penetration equal to perception %, which is 60. That's actually crazy. Dodge reduction to ballistic skill, which is also crazy. I can give you specialties in these weapons. I think you'll have that sniper rifle, that Eldari one I got. So I'm thinking, because this is all for Bounty Hunter, I'm thinking I'm going to give you one of these, which I'm thinking this. Wild Hunt. Simultaneously makes attacks, AP increase, more ballistic skill. Or perception. I'll take perception for now. Yep, that will get you that. Then we'll get ballistic skill. Should I use Drukari equipment with you? I see how it's maybe useful for the pistols, but for your sniper rifle, it won't help, because there's not a Drukari sniper rifle, at least right now. So I think it's better to do one of these. Unless I can... What would a Xenos sniper be? A las weapon? I mean, you already got that. Let's do that one. Don't do trailed. Wait, is it adjacent? How far was it? 10 cell radius. Okay, that's pretty good. Hot on a trail has unlimited range and reduces the target by armor by 18% for 2 rounds. Okay. More awareness. Demolition. Yeah, you gotta replace the demolition of Argenta. Ballistic skill. Just really want me to do Drakari equipment, but I don't know if that's the best thing for me. What is this stuff up here? Bolter weapons? Meh. So this gives me Drakari weapons. What does this do? Drakari equipment? Equipment. So that's armor. Interesting. Whenever prey is killed, all enemies in a 10 cell radius around prey have their agility reduced by that for 2 rounds. And for score a critical hit, they gain armor penetration until end of combat. That's going to happen a lot. More demolition and perception. Whenever attacks exactly one target which is marked as prey with that, deals more damage. All prey has its MP reduced. Gains agility MP. Yeah, I'll do that. Whenever an ally kills prey, they gain half of the bonuses. Sure. Awareness, demolition. Agility, weapon skill. No. Maybe. Agility could be good too. But I think I'll take... Yeah, I'll take agility. Because I feel like with a sniper rifle, that's single target. That won't be burst. Give you health, maybe? You already got nimble, so you're probably never going to get hurt. Honestly, none of these seem to really help, so I might go for weapon skill? Or ballistic skill, I mean. And then Call the Bold. Always hits, or always is a critical. That could be pretty good. You attack. Target of the attack is marked as prey. As armor and dodge are also reduced against attacks of the bounty hunter's allies. Deals additional damage against that target. Armor will be reduced against all others. Okay. If the target armor against this attack is below 20%, dodge is also reduced by that. Additional damage to the bounty hunter's attack is increased. That might just be good for single shooting. Whenever you score a crit, armor is reduced by -7 plus the difficulty tier %. That might be good. Or was it? Whenever is killed by a crit by the bounty hunter or their ally, the bounty hunter gains +2 times the enemy's difficulty tier percentage damage for 2 rounds, which could make it even easier to kill stuff. Interesting. What do you got on? No helmet. Anything that would be good for... maybe? Ballistic skill. Okay. Then you got this you can put up. Pretty much just that. If they did not move, which you probably will never be moving a lot, if you can help it. Medicaid. You don't got that good Medicaid. But you don't got good tech use anyway, and it wouldn't help. So, I guess maybe. I don't know. Gloves. You can parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon, maybe? Gloves. Hunt down the prey. Whenever they kill a mark, they begin stacking. Okay. That's made for you. Damage, you have a chance to move. You don't want to move, though. I guess it's better than nothing. Cape. You don't got area attack, really. Decrease dodge by 5%. Yeah, it's pretty good. And on what weapons you want to have in your offhand. Well, I know you want this. It's gonna be... can perform Deadeye shot attacks whenever the wielder scores a crit with a single shot attack. They gain an additional attack this turn. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just better because it does more damage and it has chances to do extra attacks. And then I guess I give you melee. In case they attack you in the front. But chances are you'll probably disengage, but just in case. And then we'll give you 2 med kits and what the heck is that? I got another servo skull. I'll give you Faceline. And then your armor. I didn't see that. Your armor do anything special? Plus 10% dodge if the wearer is in any cover. I missed something. Okay. After gearing her up,
Victory
You
awaits!
interrupted my thoughts.
we're good to go. An otherworldly silence reigns under the arches of the gazebo. Perhaps a sound barrier generator is mounted in the dome. Guys, also, that just reminded me. What the heck is this? rank difference. Either a Herald Servo Skull or this one. I don't know.